FIFA 23 is ruined, it's not even out yet, and if you're a fan of this channel, you've clicked on this video because you like pro clubs, don't even bother getting it. I'm telling you right now. I want you guys to do me a massive favour, okay? My Twitter is in the description. You can go straight to Twitter yourself and see hashtag SaveProClubs is trending. If you want to know why, well, let's get into it. Like I said, we need your help because we're trying to spread this message to as many people as possible, and specifically to EA Sports, to just wake up and realise that the pro clubs community exists and you can't continue to do this to players or people who buy your game year on year. The big drama that I'm referring to is crossplay. Crossplay has been tested in FIFA 22 and proved to be working in decent order. Crossplay needs to come into game modes like pro clubs because you've got the PC players, the PlayStation and the Xbox players who can't play on the same servers, and that in 2023 is an absolute joke, right? I mean, how can we be going into next year and not being able to play? That's every single game, from Minecraft to Rocket League to Apex to COD to Halo, even Animal Battle Royale. What a game. Just games don't really exist on the level of EA Sports' FIFA titles that don't have crossplay in it. And what EA Sports have done is at the last second decided to not put it in pro clubs. It was in the testing. So in my last video, I said pro clubs is getting crossplay because it was there. At the event they had it. They had it, but they've decided to take it out, and now let's ponder as to why, okay? Now, there's one reason: it's too hard, which is what EA Sports have given us. That is the exact basic wording. We're not asking for 5 different cross compatibilities or 6 or 7 like some games actually have with mobile as well, like Fortnite used to have 28 years ago. We're asking for the new generation of consoles, PlayStation and Xbox, and ideally the PC, to be together. I can go into a Warzone lobby right now on Call of Duty and I can play in a party with my mate on Xbox One, PlayStation 4, I'm on the PlayStation 5 and our other friend is on a PC. We can be in one party, we can be in one lobby with up to 200 players in it. How can you be talking about 22 players on a pro club's pitch, 3 consoles being too difficult? Nobody buys that. Nobody buys it. We know you're doing it because you want to direct as much attention as you always have done to the cash cow, to Ultimate Team. And EA Sports, it's so obvious. So what we are doing with this hashtag SaveProClubs on Twitter is we are asking you, EA Sports, we're asking you for just an answer that isn't ridiculous. You know, we're all adults. Well, most people are adults. Actually, we're not. Children buy packs. Your customers, okay? Your consumers, the people that pay a lot of money for your game. We're asking you just to be honest. Why is pro clubs not cross-platform in 2022 going into 2023? It makes no sense. So head on over to Twitter. You can see the link to mine in the description, World of JCC, to get yourself started, get yourself retweeting, but tweet yourself, tweet everybody else. VFL, VPG, all the leagues around the world have been tweeting this message out. This message in particular was written out by the VFL and it's brilliant, okay? So it needs retweeting, it needs your own tweets. Hashtag SaveProClubs was trending worldwide yesterday, and even with the FIFA 23 topic itself, it was trending under that. So what we need from you guys is to keep spreading that message, get it out there that you're not happy. You know, you might click off this video now and be like, I don't really care. Fine, no problem. But if you are someone who buys the game for pro clubs, which I'd imagine would be why you're subscribed to a pro clubs YouTube channel, or at least you enjoy the game mode, then it's time to basically tell EA Sports what you think. Because it's not only that the cross-platform isn't coming into just pro clubs, that's almost symbolic of everything that EA Sports have been towards pro clubs players since 2009. It's like this game mode that started, got better and better until 2013. Ultimate Team started making all the money in children packs and everything like that, and it went, oh, let's not develop career mode or pro clubs or anybody who actually buys our game for that. Let's just focus on making and milking money out of our customers as best we can. And if you're sick of that, you can use this as an opportunity to come forward, to speak, to spread your message to EA Sports and hopefully get your voice heard. So, hashtag SaveProClubs. All we're asking for is an answer, and we're an honest one. We just want an honest one, because at this point, people have invested so much into this game, and like this message says, you know, from VFL, they quite literally could have just put cross-platform onto FIFA 23 Pro Clubs, made a few additions, tiny ones, maybe tweaked the leveling system a little bit, and some gameplay improvements, and people would have been more than happy with that. I'm not, personally, because I feel like the resources available to EA Sports, they should be developing a new game, and they charge £80 for it every year that actually has a lot of new features to it. But I think the overwhelming majority of our community would have taken cross-compatibility, would have taken a few little minor changes, but now instead we've got a merge with Volta, which nobody asked for. You know, my videos tend to sum up a lot of what you guys are saying. Now, you're not going to agree with everything I say. You might not want every change, but the majority of pro clubs players, they want like the same 5 to 10 things, right? They want more customization. They want more to play the game for, so there's a bit more longevity to it. They want maybe a little weekend league style extra tournaments to make it a little bit more competitive. They want a push on 11v11 pro clubs, and give some credit to the VFL and VPG and leagues like this, and, you know, promote them, make it a bigger thing than it is, because it's just ridiculous instead of holding them back and stopping them from doing events, which we all know you do. We want innovative changes coming to the game every year, but we don't want the whole game ripped out and started from new. We just want additions to come into the game that make it fresh. It's really not that complicated, and they know, they've seen what we want. They must have heard us year on year coming out and moaning about the changes we want to make to pro clubs, and instead they just do their own thing every time. There's absolutely no community manager in place that decides to sit down and talk to people in the pro clubs community at the head of these leagues, or people like me or other YouTubers who make content or anything. Nobody cares. There's no attempts to reach out and do that. And I personally just feel like this is a perfect opportunity to demand answers from EA Sports. So get yourself over to Twitter, TikTok, Instagram, wherever it is that you use social media, get the hashtag SaveProClubs going and demand an answer. And personally speaking to you guys, of course, I will be getting this game. I usually get my hands on it for free, not because EA Sports like me. I'm just lucky enough to have a few connections who can sort me out with the game. Has basically nothing to do with EA. But if I was you, right now watching this video, and you're like a 50-50, I might buy pro clubs I might buy FIFA for pro clubs, I might not. This right here would just be me going, nah, no point. Because it's just symbolic. Like I've said throughout this video, it sums up everything. There's just no point. You're buying the same game, and if you do buy this game mode to play Ultimate Team and, you know, maybe career mode even as well, then fine, get your hands on it. If you are a dedicated pro clubs enjoyer, enthusiast player, whatever, why would you buy it? It's like, why? What's the difference? In my last video, I spoke about the pro clubs changes, every change that I know coming, including all the new skill games, the Volta, this online, offline leveling system changing, blah, blah, blah. I was quite excited. I'm now not, because I'm now looking at this and I'm going, what they're going to do is add a few skill games you can do with your teammates, and for some reason, Volta and Pro Clubs, you know, I have asked for Volta and Pro Clubs to be one game mode from the start, but for now, for some reason, 4 years into Volta, they've decided to do it, and it will be gimmicky, I'm imagining now, and I'm imagining it will be very linear. There'll be like 3 or 4 new things to do, and that will kind of be it. So my excitement is just completely diminished on this game. Please do get yourself over to Twitter. Retweet as much as you can on big tweets or small tweets, anything to do with the hashtag SaveProClubs. Get the message spread. We've had like, I think nearly 1 million impressions at the time of this video going out, so it's quite big. That's on my tweet alone, let alone the tens of thousands of other tweets, so big numbers. That's in the space of like 12 hours as of recording this video. So EA Sports have seen it. Give us an answer, EA Sports. Stop mugging us off. Stop mugging your community off. You're a joke. You're an actual joke.